Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I'm Rui Ma from the University of Alabama. My topic is the active sensing of indoor human scenario through mobile sensors. My presentation includes the background, the challenges and solutions, and the experiment results. Human scenario identification system has been widely studied for the health caring, smart house, and intelligent control. Our PIR sensor is the infrared sensor. The wireless PIR sensor network can recognize human identity with their gaits and recognize the human activity with their postures and movements. The PIR sensor can detect the moving thermal source and convert the signal to binary data. Our sensor has a coded mask which has several windows. When a human target walks past these windows, it will generate a series of ones and zeros binary data. However, for the conventional PIR sensor, it can only passively detect the moving targets. So if the people are standing still or sitting, the sensors will lose track of them. So we developed three active sensors to solve the problem. The first one is the sensor node with Servo, which can scan the room to capture the thermal sources. And the second one is the wearable sensor, which can be used by the blind people. So they can sense the people around by waving their arms. And the third one is spherical mobile sensor, which you can roll on the ground. This is the hardware design of the PIR sensor. It uses a program system on chip to collect the data and control the motor, and it uses the iris mode to send a signal through air. The first thing we want to do of the human scenario is to count the number of targets. But what if the targets block each other? For example, here target 1 and target 2 stand in one line. So the sensor in the X direction can only count one of them. Then other sensors must be added in other directions to solve this problem. And another problem is the ambiguity. For the same measurement, there may be several possible cases. For example, for measurement 2 by 3, there is one sensor counted number as 2 and the other counted as 3. There are 4 cases can generate the same measurement, 3 to 6. So which one is the most possible one? We want to define the possibility of each case when given the specific measurement. We can see for each case, we may have several combinations. And we assume this combination has the same probability as P. And then we count the number of the combinations. Here, the case of 4 targets has 12 combinations, which is the largest one. So we assert that 4 targets is the most possible one for measurement 2 by 3. For general cases, we haven't derived a theoretical formula, but we can use numeric methods. We find that the peak possibility comes in the middle place. For example, for the measurement 3 by 4, the maximal possible number of targets is 12, but the most possible one is 7 targets. And for the wearable sensor, we developed pseudo-random sampling. That is, you randomly wave your arms to collect the data. This sampling mimics rat whiskers. We know that rats use their whiskers to measure the diameter of the holes. And we use this sampling to measure the target size. And it also reduces the measurement variance. This technique is based on the before needle. Before needle is the experiment that you randomly drop the needle on the ground and calculate the intersection probability that the needle crossing the lines on the ground. The precise needle can estimate the length of the needle by the intersection probability, which can estimate our target size. And this is for our 1-bit data. We have 2-bit data stream, so we can have 3 features. One of them is still the intersection probability, and the other one is the temporal correlation and spatial correlations. Let's see the experiment results. This is our experiment setup and the sensor nodes. We did the experiment on covering 2 targets. The sensor mask we used has only 1 window. We use different masks to measure different situations. This one window can generate 1 peak for each target in 1 scanning. This is a demo. We use 2 sensor nodes to scan the room back and forth to count 2 targets. And this is the experiment result, the wearable sensor. We plot the recognition result in the feature space, and it shows a good clustering between the non-human thermal sources and the human thermal sources. We can see that the non-human thermal sources has a larger spatial correlation, which denotes that it has a larger size. And we also compare the fixed sampling and the pseudo-random sampling. The fixed sampling is you wave your arm in a fixed path. And the recognition result shows that the random sampling can have better clustering because it reduces the measurement variance. And this is a demo for wearable sensor. First, we recognize the human source. And then we recognize the monitor on the wall as a non-human thermal source. Actually, in our lab, the monitor is the only device that can trigger thermal sensor. And the last one is the spherical mobile sensor. Actually, we only finished the actuating unit, but we also did some experiments. We can control the sensor with our cell phone, or the sensor can roll automatically when there are thermal sources nearby. So in conclusion, we have demonstrated the mobile active sensing for the human scenario recognition with high efficiency. Yes, that's all. Thank you.